Welcome back to the Great Tiger Talk. In this podcast, we will be doing an NFL offseason recap and a draft recap. And we'll start off with the draft. And with the first pick, with the first round, the Chicago Bears selected Caleb Williams from a trade from the Panthers, which started at the beginning of the season, which is very smart of them because they all knew that the Panthers were going to end up with the first pick, obviously, because they're trash. But his arm length is 32 inches, hand 9.75, height 6'1", weight 214, wingspan 75.88 inches. A good pick by the Chicago Bears. One of our coaches thinks he'll be good. I doubt that, but he might be a bust or he might be good. Okay.
Patrick Mahomes.
Now next up, Jackson Clem.
Mason, you got this one.
Okay. For the second pick, Jaden Daniels. Apparently he doesn't have an arm or a hand.
Or a wing.
His height is 6'4" and his weight is 210.
Next person here to talk about.
The third pick was Drake May. His arm is 32.25 inches. His hands are 9.13 inches. His height is 6'4". He weighs 223 pounds, and his wingspan is 76.13 inches.
Speaking of the Patriots, did you guys see that Bill Belichick is dating a 24-year-old?
Are you serious?
Yeah, she's 74.
Done.
I'm not one to judge dating, but she seems like a gold digger.
Rose got game.
No, I'm pretty sure she got game with the gold. And with the fourth pick is Marvin Harrison Jr. Yay! Remember Marvin Harrison when he played for the Colts the last time? Whenever whatever their name was, what's its name? Whenever the Colts were good. Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver out of Ohio State. Arm 31.88 inches, hand 9.5 inches, height 6'3", weight 209, and wingspan 77.25. We're sorry that we didn't mention what position they were for a couple of those people, and now we will start talking about their position and team.
Now, the 5 pick for the Chargers, we have Joe Alt, I guess. He is an offensive tackle. His arm is...
Notre Dame.
What?
From Notre Dame.
From Notre Dame. His arm is 34.25 inches. His hand is 10 inches. His height is 6'9". That's the highest yet. Weight is 321 and...
He's a big boy.
Wingspan is 82.75.
And next, the sixth pick here to talk about is Jackson Clem.
The sixth pick was Malik Nabers. He's a wide receiver, and he played for LSU. His height is 6 feet, and his weight is 200 pounds.
And the seventh pick is J.C. Latham. Offensive tackle from Alabama. 35.13 arm, 11 inches, 6'6", 342 pounds, and 342 pounds, and 84.38 wingspan. And here to talk about the next person is Jackson Clem.
Huh?
The eighth pick was Michael Penix Jr. He played for Washington, and he was a quarterback. His arm is 33.63 inches. His hands are 10.5 inches. He's 6'2". He weighs 216 pounds, and his wingspan is 81 inches.
And here to talk about the ninth pick is Mason Afifi.
So for the 9 pick, we have Rome Oduns. He's a wide receiver from Washington, picked by the Bears. His arm is 32.25 inches. His hand is 9.25 inches. He is 6'3". He weighs 212, and his wingspan is 76.75.
In the 10th pick of the NFL draft, J.J. McCarthy, QB from Michigan, acquired via a trade with the Vikings and the Jets. Arm 31.63 inches, hand 9 inches, height 6'3", weight 219, wingspan 75.88. And here to talk about the 11th pick is Jackson Clem.
The 11th pick was Olumuyiwa Fashanu. Sorry if I mispronounced that.
You definitely did.
His arm is 34 inches.
It is an offensive tackle from Penn State.
Oh yeah, he is.
Picked by the Jets.
His hand is 8.50 inches. His height is 6'6". He weighs 312 pounds and his wingspan is 82.63 inches.
And for the 12th pick, we have Bo Nix, a quarterback from Oregon, picked by the Broncos. His arm is 31.88 inches. His hand is 10.13. He's 6'2". He weighs 214, and his wingspan is 74.29.
And the 13th pick is Brock Bowers from tight end from Georgia, 32.75 arm inches, 9.75 hand inches, 6'3" weight or height, 243 weight, and 78.25 wingspan.
The 14th pick is Talisi Fuaga. He's an offensive tackle, and he played for Oregon State. His arm is 33.13 inches. His hand is 10.13 inches. His height is 6'6". He weighs 324 pounds, and his wingspan is 80.63 inches. He's a big boy.
And for the 15th pick, we have Laiatu Latu, picked by the Colts. He's an edge. He played for UCLA. UCLA. His arm is 32.63 inches. His hand is 9.63 inches. He's 6'5". He weighs 259 pounds. And his wingspan is 78.25.
With the 16th pick is Byron Murphy II, defensive tackle from Dallas, or Texas. He is 32.38 arm inches, 10.25 hand, 6'1", 297, 77.13 inches on that wingspan.
The 17th pick was Dallas Turner.
Oh.
He's an edge, and he played for Alabama. His arm is 34.38 inches. His hands were 9.88 inches.
Were. They still are.
Are, my bad.
There goes his cut.
He's 6'3". He weighs 247 pounds, and his wingspan is 83 inches.
For the 18th pick, we have Marius Mims. He was an offensive tackle. He was from Georgia, picked by the Bengals. His arm is 36.13 inches, hand 11.25. He's 6'8". He weighs 340, and his wingspan is 86.75. Whoa.
With the 19th pick is Jared Verse, edge from Florida State, 33.5 inches for his arms, 9.88 for his hand, 6'4", 254 pounds, 79.5 wingspan for inches.
20th pick was Troy Fortuna. His arms were 34.5 inches, or are
Picked
34.5
by the Steelers.
I hate the Steelers. He's 6'4", he weighs 317 pounds, and his wingspan is 81.5 inches.
In the 21st pick, Nathan is going to talk about.
We have Chop Robinson. He's an Ed from Penn State, picked by the Dolphins. His arm is 32.5 inches. His hand is 9.13. He's 6'3", weighs 254, and his wingspan a wingspan of 76.25.
Qui-Gon Mitchell, cornerback from Toledo, drafted by the Eagles, 31 inches for his arm, 9.25 for his hand, 6 feet tall, 195 pounds, 75.75 inches for his wingspan. Good job.
The 23rd pick was Brian Thomas Jr. He was a wide receiver and he played for LSU. His arms are 32.75 inches. His hands are 9.75 inches. He's 6'3", he weighs 209 pounds, and his wingspan is 79.63 inches.
And for the 24 pick, Tryon Arnold. He was from Alabama, picked by the Lions. His arm is 31.63 inches, hand 8.88, height is 5'12", 6 foot. He weighs 189 pounds. Wingspan of 76.25. And apparently his height is 5.5 feet and 12 inches, because that makes sense.
Jordan Morgan, offensive line from Arizona, drafted by Green Bay. 32.88 inches for his arm, 10.88 for his hand, 6'5", 311 pounds, 81.38 for his wingspan.
The 26th pick was Graham Barton. He is a center, right? He played for Duke. His arms are 32.88 inches. His hands are 9.38 inches. He's 6'5", he weighs 313 pounds, and his wingspan is 79.75 inches.
And for the 27th pick, we have Darius Robinson from Missouri. His arm is 34.5, hand 10.63. He's 6'5", weighs 285, and a wingspan of 84.38.
And with the 28th pick, the Kansas City Chiefs selected Xavier Worthy, wide receiver from Texas, acquired from the Bills. And one of those people who was acquired from the Bills was Patrick Mahomes. Anyone know who that is? And he has the fastest ever 40-yard dash ever, with a 31.13 arm inches, 8.75 hand, 5'11", 165, 74.25 inches for his wingspan.
The 29th pick was Tyler Dyson. He's an offensive tackle from Oklahoma. His arms are 34.13 inches. His hands are 10.25 inches. He's 6'8", 322 pounds, and his wingspan is 82.25.
For the 30th pick, we have Nate Wiggins. He came from Clemson, picked by the Ravens. His arm is 30.5 inches, hand 9. He's 6'1", a weight of 173, and a wingspan of 74.25.
The 31st pick for the Niners is Ricky Purcell, wide receiver from Florida. Arms are 30.88 inches. Hand is 9.25 inches. Height 6'1". Weight 189 pounds. Wingspan is 73.38 inches.
32nd pick was Xavier Leggetti. He's a wide receiver from South Carolina. His arms are 31.88 inches. His hands are 9 inches. His height is 6'1". He weighs 221 pounds. And his wingspan is 77.5 inches.
And that wraps up the first round of the draft. And, oh god. Now we head into the power rankings. We're just going to speed through these. First power ranking is Niners.
Let's go.
And then second is Chiefs, even though the Chiefs have a higher odd to win the Super Bowl than the Niners.
Nobody cares.
Lions in third, Ravens in fourth, Bengals in fifth, Eagles in sixth, Texans in seventh, Bills in eighth.
Let's go, Bills.
Packers in ninth, Cowboys in 10th, Jets in 11th, Dolphins in 12th, Browns in 13, Falcons in 14, Bears in 15. That has to be a typo. Rams in 16, Steelers in 17, Colts in 18, Jaguars in 19, Seahawks in 20, Chargers in 21st, Vikings in 22nd, Buccaneers in 23rd, Saints in 24th, Cardinals in 25th, Titans in 26th, Raiders in 27th, Commanders in 28th, Patriots in 29th, Giants in 30th, Broncos in 31st, and Panthers in 32nd.
Nobody's surprised by that.
Oh, and here is a fellow Chief that somehow gets arrested for domestic violence. Here to talk about is Jackson Clem.
Kansas City Chiefs defensive lineman Isaiah Buggs was arrested on a domestic violence / burglary charge and booked into Tuscaloosa County, Alabama, jail on Sunday, per the jail's records.
He's held on a $5,000 bond and later released, according to the AP. And here's another Chief. Rasheed Rice's car accident. Here to talk about that is Mason. Mason.
Yeah. Rice was driving 119 miles per hour just seconds before causing a 6-car crash on a busy Dallas freeway last month, according to arrest and advocate document.
And according to some, I'm pretty sure he drove away after he got into the 6-car accident.
This is why we don't like the Chiefs, guys.
Even though the Chiefs have said that he will be better.
Cap.
Even after he had an aggravated assault charge that apparently the person who he assaulted dropped the charge since they were friends. And this offseason there have been 162 trades, about 80 releases in this so far. And here to talk about what's going on with Sunday Ticket is Jackson Clem.
The jury ruled that NFL violated antitrust laws in Sunday Ticket case. The NFL potentially sticks the Detroit Lions with a staggering $449 million bill, and the NFL ordered to pay $4.7 billion in the Sunday Ticket lawsuit.
And that wraps up the NFL offseason recap, and we hope you enjoy. We might have another part 2 to this episode later if we have enough time, because the NFL offseason is pretty long. And again, like always, thank you for listening to the Great Tiger Talk, and have a nice day. Bye!
Bye.